going to show off some incredible watches that could have a massive impact on the affordable watch market. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. It's very interesting because the watch I'm going to show you today could have a huge impact on the affordable watch market because it almost opens up Pandora's box and give these affordable brands the all clear to shoot for the moon. I'm going to show you a watch that has a complication that the watch market hasn't seen for decades. Some would say that this brand has been quite safe in their watch releases, but they've established a very hardcore fan base which has been rooted in their core values, which are usability, quality, and value for money. So stick around to see what all the fuss is about, take a listen to my wife's first impressions at the end, and let's take a look at a brand that are starting to push the boundaries hourly. Are you 24 ready? Let's go! So ladies and gentlemen, before your eyes, I have the new Erebus 24 field watch in 3 colour variants. Now, as usual with Erebus, they haven't just made 3 colours, have they? No, they've made 10 and in 2 different sizes. One in 38mm and one in 40. And I've been very fortunate enough for Erebus to send me a 40mm green version, a 38mm blue version, and this 40mm custom dial version. And on first impressions for me, well, it's very legible, isn't it? All the traits that come with field watches. However, it looks more like another type of watch than a field watch to me. More on that later. The case is made from 316L steel. It's all brushed. The lugs are lovely and curvy, so this is going to hug your wrist well. It's clean, precise, and on the face of it, you know, literally, appears to be a clean, straight shooting tool watch. Quick spec check! So this is the 38mm case. It has an 11.6mm thickness, which is surprising to me because it looks a little bit thicker than that. 45mm lug to lug, and a very strapaholic 20mm lug width. The 40, well, it has the same thickness. The lug to lug is 47mm and still has a strapaholic 20mm lug width. The 40mm is about 5 grams heavier. These watches have a flat sapphire glass protecting the dial with 6 layers of AR coating. Both have screw down crowns, both have screw down case backs, but interestingly, the 40mm is water resistant to 100 meters, whereas the 38 is 50 meters. Little bit surprising with that, seeing as though on the face of it, we've got quite a watertight case. All watches come with this colour matching leather strap. It's very soft, very supple. I don't know if this is going to be for every strap, but the blue is significantly softer and more suppler than the green. It also feels just slightly thinner. All have nice matching brush tang buckles, and these watches come with a black NATO style strap as well, which is probably what I would keep these watches on. Okay, let's look at the face. Dial time. So I'm going to concentrate on the blue dial because the 38mm would be the watch that I would choose out of the 3. We've got this blue matte finish and everything is printed in white. We also have this small sector design in the middle of the dial. As you can see though, every single numeral is sunken in. That is because of this watch's unique feature. The handset is very simple. They are polished in silver just to pop off the dial a bit more. I particularly love the loom pip on the end of the seconds hand, and it really does go all the way to the end of that dial. It's easy to read and nothing's out of place.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
So we got loom on the hands, loom on the hour markers. Out of 10, let's see how this puppy glows. So yes, not a lot of loom everywhere, but where there is loom, it's pretty darn good. And I know what you're thinking, why didn't they loom the numerals? Well, there is a reason for that. You'll find out about in the next minute. So, essentially, powering this watch is a Miyota 9039. It's a 4 Hz, 28,800 beats per hour sweeping watch. However, Erebus developed a module that sits on top of this Miyota movement to allow there to not only be a 12-hour time, but when the hour hand and minute hand reach 12 o'clock, we all of a sudden have 24 hours, which I think is absolutely frigging cool. So cool, it's got me wanting to fiddle around with this crown all the time and have a listen to it when it engages. It feels so good. It's like a... It doesn't feel cheap. It smashes into place, and it is so unique to what's around in the market right now. This watch was inspired by a very old Gruen. Now, this watch was in fact a pilot's watch, which is ironic because I feel like this watch is more pilot's watchy than field watchy. So it's not a complication that is out of the blue and no one's heard of, and it's amazing that no one has really done it in the last 40, 50 years. Now, for anyone that is pre-ordering one of these watches, the movements are assembled by hand, and Erebus have allowed tolerances of this hour wheel changing between 2 minutes before 12 and 2 minutes after 12. Ideally, we would have loved it to have changed right at the 12, and in fact it does happen on a couple of these watches, but as you can see on this one, it's slightly off. Soldiers tended not to use the 24-hour and more the 100-hour, so seeing the minute hand go around 24 o'clock for a field watch is a little weird. It would have made a bit of sense if it was a 00, or it would have been more accepted if it was a pilot's watch. Although that is nitpicking, isn't it? The crown is at a beautiful size. It so wants to be twisted. Great grip on it. And we have a phenomenal feature on this watch you are going to look forward to seeing at 12 o'clock and 24 o'clock.
Hello.
On my 6.5-inch wrist and this 38, well, this would be the one I choose. I think the size is good, the case is great on my wrist, and the lugs do a good job of hugging the wrist, and this leather strap is very comfortable. And to be fair, the 40s don't look too bad either. If you do like a big watch and you don't have the biggest of wrists, the short lug to lugs are going to be great for you. Do love that popper red on the seconds hand. Erebus, to be fair, should be very proud of this. Okay, just before I tell you my moans and niggles, pre-orders for these watches started on March the 7th and will run for 4 weeks. The price of these watches, $499. And when you do pre-order these, Erebus include the taxes on screen so you're not left with any surprises. The only frustrating thing you're going to have is the waiting time. These aren't going to be ready until October because of the complexity of this custom movement and the fact that each one is hand assembled. The runtime has been extended to the regular Erebus watches. But remember, good things always come to those who wait. How awesome is it that Erebus have done this to a watch? It's a very brave investment to not only develop this, but bring it to the market, but it shows the confidence of Stephen and Jody that they feel so strongly about this watch. The customization of this Miyota is superb. The activation, the engaging of the hour wheel is really satisfying. And even though I'm not a massive fan of it, the fact that they've given you not only 10 color choices, but they've given you it in 2 different sizes. I mean, they can't do much more there, can they? Right, now in my opinion, I think this watch looks more like a pilot's watch. Field watches tend to be thinner and the bezel part of the watch acts as protection to the watch and the movement. This case reminds me of a Laco or the Hamilton Cooper I used to own, where the bezel just shoots upwards. And on the face, you can't see much of the bezel. And in doing that, you have a very big dial, which is synonymous with pilot's watches. If they marketed it as a pilot's watch, maybe it wouldn't have been as popular sounding, but it wouldn't make people too annoyed with the low water resistance on the 38mm. I'm gutted that they weren't able to put lume on the numerals, but we're dealing with such fine margins that they just couldn't put any layers on them without the complication not being able to work. And for me, when you look at the lume, it is more of a pilot's watch. I wonder what their pilot's watch is going to look like. Now overall, yes, this is a bit of a novelty, isn't it? But it is done in an Erebus way. Usability, quality, value for money, well, it ticks every single box. With one more box to tick, a bit of fun. Tick! I honestly do believe this will have ripple effects around the world in the affordable watch market. Don't be surprised to see this complication happening a lot in the next 12 months. This watch opens a new chapter for Erebus, and I can't wait to see the next one. So here it is, my wife's thoughts on the Erebus 24. Don't like it. I don't like all the numbers being in these portholes, and to me, it looks like an easy to read kids watch. Well, I'll tell you what, wife, you know what I mean? Good, you're not going to get a Christmas card from Jodie this year, I'll tell you that. I didn't bother telling her about the 2 years of development on this movement. She just tells it how it is. Thank you so much to Erebus for sending these watches in, and I'm very proud to have shown off a new era of Erebus, the pushing the boundaries Erebus, after making a lovely pilot's watch. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want a bit more of the Mad Watch Collector channel, we've got a Patreon now. See the shows early, blooper reels, behind the scene footage, private group chat, and get your name credited at the end of every show like these wonderful lot. But if I've got you here for a few more minutes, and I hope I have, why don't you check this one out? Look at that. Portholes. She don't know, does she, eh? Go on, click this one. You'll love it. Click it. Come on. Some fantastic watches from independent brands. That's what we're here for. Go on, click it. Click it.